Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 126 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and we've got a great show. Two amazing condos. The first one is going to be in River Oaks, and the second one is going to be at the Vine. And I may have got that order backwards. Did I do that, Jason, or did I do it right? Doesn't matter, does it?
You're right. You're right on both counts. So
there we are. Busy time, man.
So what you been doing?
So interesting. I have a little PSA that I want to share with everybody. Interestingly, I got a letter about 10 days ago, and it came from a very official-looking law firm stating that I had $325 out that they could get back for me. All I had to do was sign, and they would send that over to me, and I was like, this is amazing. And, of course, before I do anything, I showed it to Jeff and said, hey, what do you think? Jeff said, why don't you check out, and there is a website called claimittexas.org, and it's going to be in the comments. Click on that. But claimittexas.org was amazing because it showed me that there was actually over near $700 of money that was mine that was out there from over the years from different utility companies, deposits, whatnot, that I had never claimed or they didn't know where to send it to. So filled that out, and lo and behold, funny little thing. I thought it would be great for everybody to know that's a quick way to get cash and see if it's out there.
Yeah, definitely go to it. Put your last name in, and I put in my last name with just J because there were some things that I did that were just with my initials, J.A. Updike, or some Jeff, some Jeffrey. So, but I've got a few things out there that I'm going to collect on also.
So it's a fun little thing. We would love to hear what everybody else has. Hopefully it's not debt. Hopefully it is actually cash that you'll be receiving. So good way to start off the spring with maybe a little extra money in the pocket. So speaking of spring, allergies are ridiculous and the market is hot.
Yeah.
You all know both of those facts. It's very simple.
I'm going to do most of the talking today.
So if I start coughing or sneezing, I will step out of the way and there will be no one here because it is rough. It is a rough day today for me.
Yeah, I was watching Pete Delkus last night, and I think they always show you not just that the pollen's really high, but they break it down into what kinds there are. And I think he had 8 or 9 different kinds on the screen last night, and every one of them were in high.
So the house that we have actually has 8 giant trees, and right now there's so much pollen that pods that they have dropped, oak blooms I guess is what they call, that they will get tangled up in each other and they create like ropes that roll across the front yard. So it's just miserable right now.
I wonder if like my live oak tree really got zapped pretty hard in that storm that we had, and it lost all the leaves, which it doesn't usually lose all the leaves.
Correct.
But I wonder if we need to talk to Patrick about that and see if that is something that is causing more pollen this year because there's more regrowth that's occurring on them.
It is interesting. It is. Speaking of that, inventory is growing as well. We're seeing a lot of shift.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that more inventory means that it stays longer though, which is a little.
No, the ones that are coming on the market, there's still usually a steady flow of people that want to take a look at it, and there are a couple of offers that. Did we talk about the response we had on our Lake Arlington property? Yeah, it was the one that we talked about, I guess, about 3 weeks ago. That was on Yacht Club Court. We had 85 showings in the first 3 days, I think.
Correct.
And 17 offers, and it will be closing next Monday. It all just, and that's not the way everyone works. So I'm not, not trying to freak everybody out, but there are those things that that are happening at that speed right now.
There are. And it's interesting because people always ask us what are the areas that you and I usually service, and I have to say that typically so much of it now is because of just friends and family and referrals. And so yesterday we were in Melissa and we were in Fairview, and at one point we realized that we were actually closer to the Texas-Oklahoma border than we were to downtown Dallas. So that is quite a drive that we were doing yesterday.
Put lots of miles on the car the last couple of days.
We did, but it's interesting because it seems like everything, and I think the point of this is to say that there is a healthy market pretty much in most markets where we're driving through. So
Yeah.
it's a great time to put your house on the market and see what can happen.
It really is. It certainly is. Well, let's jump into our houses. What do you say? Okay.
Start us off.
First one today we're going to talk about is 3120 Carlisle Street, and this is unit number 40, and it's at the Vine Condominiums. And this is a really great townhome condo community that was built back in the 2000-ish range. These are 3-story townhomes. Some of them have rooftop decks on them. Location perspective on this, you're nestled really between kind of uptown and Oak Lawn. It's kind of that no man's land in a way. Yeah, it's right there just off the Katy Trail. You're right there at the corner of Brown and Carlisle. You have really great access to any of those parks that go up and down Turtle Creek. You have really great access over to, is it called Griggs Park or Greenwald Park? That's right there off of 75. And if you are someone that is into the walkability, this is really where you need to be. You've got, 2 blocks away, you've got Asian food, and you've got Mexican food, and you've got a steakhouse, and you've got shopping, and there's West Village, and everything is right there.
And the interesting thing is, like, if you head, that would be to the northeast. If you go northeast, what is it, a block and a half? The trolley is right there, so you can catch trolley and go up and down McKinney. And then the other thing is that right there, just at Lemon and McKinney, is where they're bringing in the new Central Market and the high rise. So they continually infill this with quality stores and retailers that people appreciate and want to use. So it just creates this never-ending cycle of people come in here after college, or they come down here for downsizing, and then they decide to move out and get a place. But it's just a lot of life and a lot of fun down there.
It really is, and the style of these condominiums is really great. You got that cut stone entry that you walk up to on almost every one of the units. You've got the metal clad windows in the front. The shrubbery is all matured now that it's 20 plus years old, and it's really begun to feel much more like a walkable neighborhood as opposed to a new development environment.
The way that they actually constructed these feel more like brownstones.
Yeah.
And I think that's very important now because sometimes they get thrown up so quickly. The floor plan layout of this 3-story townhome is very simple, and it's great because the formula works. Downstairs you have a full bedroom and a full bath, as you can see here. This is the bathroom. No tub, which is fine because you have a really great walk-in shower. And then you also have a 2-car garage down here, and a 2-car garage in this area is really important.
And as you come up to the second floor, you've got this really big living area that rolls right into the dining area and then back into the kitchen. Ample wall space on these units. You've got high ceilings in here. I think these are either 9 or 10 foot ceilings on this level. Really very easy for you to figure out how you want to arrange your furniture. This is a very typical layout, but we've seen people do it in a variety of different ways.
And the great thing about this is that it's symmetrical. So it doesn't make it a mystery where you place your furniture. It all kind of goes in the place that it looks like it goes. And it's large enough, but not so large that you really have to stretch and get oversized furniture that may or may not work later on. I do like the fact that the can lights here are symmetrical. They haven't done so many that it looks like Swiss cheese in the roof. And then they've done a really good job placing the center dining table as a circle, so it makes it easier to get around. That wall by the plant is also a really large wall, and we've seen a lot of times people use that for buffets, which just act as a really good catch.
And this is the half bath that's on that same level. You've got granite countertops, maple cabinetry, the bowl mount sinks, and that is just off of the kitchen in this one.
And this kitchen has had a renovation done to, I believe, the countertops and also for the backsplash, and you'll be able to see that in a little bit clearer picture. But they're a herringbone, and I believe it's a Carrara marble. It's a gas cooktop, and as you kind of do your research, you realize that gas cooktops aren't quite as common as we see in the single-family home.
Yeah, and the bar area here's got seating for 3. which gives you kind of that extra eating space. And then this is a really good shot to show how wide that dining room really is. These people chose the round top table. You could very easily go in with the rectangle there.
Absolutely. And then on the third floor where the master is, you have a small office space. And nothing has been more important in the last 12 months than really good office space. And as you transition into a really large, open, and bright master bedroom, you can see that you also have a Juliet balcony off there. So again, you're able to get nice light. And we have double doors that open up into the master bathroom.
And the master bathrooms on these are done very, very nicely. They do have the separate tub and the separate shower, and they're done with a really great quality ceramic tile in the floor. Is this a view off of the master bedroom? Yeah, it's about
Juliet.
So you've got this kind of nice urban view there.
Yep. And as you come up to the balcony that's available here, this is a great space because it is a city view. And I think that this is a perfect configuration. You've got 110 outlets and you've got a hose bib, so you can do planting. You can put your TV upstairs. We've seen people go as far as even stringing little lights up there as well.
And this is the common area pool with the waterfall. Really nice outdoor environment there. Certainly, you know, I always think it's great to have the pool in the complex, even if you've only got 30 or 40 units, because you're always going to want to have that outdoor space.
And you can't really see it right now, but right where Jeff is, if he moves over just a little bit, you'll see a red arrow. That red arrow actually indicates where the unit is. And you can see that you are in the heart of basically Uptown and a great place. So this is 3210 Carlisle Street, number 40. It's a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath with a 2-car garage. Built in 2006, it's just over 2,300 square feet, comes in at $585, which is $253 a foot. It is a great property in a great location of Dallas, make it even more specific, Uptown. And we want to say thank you so much to Sam Bullard for letting us highlight that home.
It's beautiful. Thank you, Sam. So the next one that we're going to jump to is more in the Oak Lawn area, and this is at 4859 Cedar Springs. It's unit number 233. And this is an FHA-approved complex called River Oaks that was, I think it was built back in the 70s. And actually, it was built in the 70s and has really been a complex that has stood the test of time being in the Oak Lawn area.
And this property is, again, one of the areas that's easy to get in and out of. We've seen so much gentrification happen in this street, which is really great. It has, as it comes into the Dallas Toll Road, you can get up to Plano or you can get into downtown extremely easily as well. One of the things we always like to point out in this area is the proximity to UT Southwestern and Parkland. And I would like to say this is probably within that 5-minute bubble, which makes it super easy for residents and for students to get to class at 5 a.m.
Yeah, we had 2 communities just a block away from this that we did full sellouts on. One was 100 units, one was 70 units, and I think probably 75% of the people that bought there were residents at UT Southwestern.
It is funny because for a little bit I joked and called that UT Southwestern's dorm because we had so many students that were from there. We just really went after that. I think somehow we got connected in their register. So it was a really great property.
Yeah, and this community is very, very well maintained. They have the owners over the years of ownership have really spent good money on the exterior of the complex, keeping it up, renovating it, replacing some of the mansard roof sections. They've done a lot of improvement outdoor. This owner has really done a tremendous amount of improvement indoors, as you can see with the wood flooring here. He's got a really nice paint color that he's chosen. The patio looks right out over the pool there.
Correct.
And a great sitting area, still heavily shaded, so you're not out there sitting in the sun.
Nope. And this is a really good reverse angle, so we're looking at it from the patio. And you can see how you do have plenty of room on that love seat or the sectional and then into a small eating area. The eating area is really kind of larger than you expect because of the amount of storage that they have behind it. So we've seen a lot of people do different things with this, including countertops, mirrors, just create that larger space.
And the galley kitchens sometimes feel a little bit enclosed, but they've done a really good job with this one, with how they've got storage for everything.
I know.
mean, there's room for everything in it.
And as you pitch back into the kitchen itself, you can see easy configuration. They've done a really good job of accentuating the storage there with the pot rack above. because the microwave is also doubling as the vent-a-hood, it takes away some of that space that would be absorbed, giving you all the counter space, as you can see right here. And then they've done another good thing with some small spaces to create the wine glass hanger above the sink.
And as we circle into the next photo, we're going to be stepping into the master bedroom. And these are, no, we're not. Sorry.
Just a little more
We're
detail.
a little more detail in the kitchen, sorry, with a tile backsplash with a really pretty ribbon tile around it. Now we're going to step into the master bedroom. I'm sorry.
Good save.
Yep. Really great size bedroom, king size bed, big nightstands on the side, room for dresser, sitting area. It really surprises me. This unit is only 665 square feet, but it is really, 629 square feet. But it is amazing how much room you really have in it.
And we've had 1,000-foot condos that don't feel as roomy as this. And I think one of the other things too is the complex has a lot of mature trees as well. And so it just kind of has more of a quaint feel. I think River Montego was also similar to this. One of the things that they've done a great job is storage. We talked about in the kitchen, but as you can see here, they've really thought of everything for this. And as you see, as we pitch into the bathroom, they've done a great job with this renovation.
And they've got the quartz countertops, undermount sink, new fixtures, the nice big walk-in shower, which so many people are going to in condominiums and townhomes. They chose the frameless glass as the protection there, and they've updated all the wall tile. And as you can see, there's really a lot of really good detail that they've put into this.
Yeah, and I think that so many times people are looking to renovate and they just go really too far with the color palette. This is a very neutral color palette, pretty much the basic for whatever most home buyers are going to have that they're working with. So again, a very simple, clean, makes it easy to get in here, 100% move-in ready.
And as we stretch back around, we're going to get another shot of the living area here, and you can see how this has the balcony area seating right off of the kitchen. And this was taken just a couple of weeks ago, where they have not quite opened the pool yet,
right.
But they were in the process of out there working on it. So I would imagine it'll be open in the next 10 to 14 days.
One of the great things about this is not only the size, as you can see here, of the pool, which is enormous, but the fact that it's located where you're not up on another building. So this does give you a little bit more of a view, just kind of a nice and relaxing home.
So 4859 Cedar Springs Road, number 233. It's a one bedroom, one bath. You have two car parking, one's covered, one's uncovered, built in 1970. Priced at $120,000, which brings it in at $190 a square foot.
It's a great place. So in the comments, in the feed, you'll be able to see links to both of these properties. Click on them if you want more information or to see the rest of the pictures, because we only pulled a few. And if you'd like to see either one of these homes, let us know, and we'll be happy to make that happen.
And we will be right back.
There are lots of ways to keep up with us. Visit and like our Facebook page to watch us live and get updates about future show topics. Also, visit our Instagram account where you can see the latest homes we have for sale. You can also check out our website at updikepugh.com, where you can create customized searches of active and sold homes that you may find of interest. If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, visit homeprice.fyi and you can get a price instantly. Just enter your address and a couple of other pieces of information and we will email you a price. If you are on the go and podcasts are better for you, our second segments are available on iTunes and Spotify. Last of all, you can reach out to us by phone or text at 214-377-2223.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the second segment of episode 126 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
We've got a packed segment. We're going to talk about art fairs, which is one of my favorite things. If this is a typical year where everything was opened up, we would probably have 2 or 3 times as many to talk about. But this year we did a really good dive and found some great ones that are still happening.
Yeah, with the end of the pandemic hopefully coming sooner rather than later, I think we're all interested in getting back out and looking at some art, going to hear some good music. I've got to tell you, we went to one of the things that I didn't realize how badly I missed was when we went to Three Nations Brewery with a bunch of friends one night, and they've got this really big outdoor space. And the band that we heard, and I'm not going to tell you who it is because I can't really remember, but we get to hear this band, and we're all kind of walking away at the end of the concert, and we're like, the band really wasn't that great. God, it's so good to hear live music again.
It is. It is. It just feels like there is just this giant void that is about to really be filled. So, with that being said, if you are interested in some of these, I would say that getting there early is probably going to be really beneficial to you.
The first one that we're going to talk about today is the Plano Music and Arts Festival. And this is at Myers Park in Plano. And it is a ticketed event, but you can get an entire weekend pass for $10. You can do, if you want to do, a one-day pass, I think it's a little more expensive than that actually. But this is an event that's been around for quite a while. And I was looking at their website today, and I think they've got 8 bands lined up already over the 2 days of it. So you're going to have a really good chance to hear some live music again. From the art perspective, This has a lot of craft pieces. It also has, art in terms of people that do things other than painting.
Yep. And one of the things about this is that there's probably a lot more. Some people could think art festival and they're not so excited about it, but there are so many elements that go on that are past the art festival. So there will be a pet adoption. I believe there's also a little boot camp workout. They have several different activities that are set aside just for the children. They have both a classic car and I believe they have a bike show. So there's quite a bit out there for everybody. I think that this would be a really easy way to spend the weekend or just a day out there, and everybody finds something they're enjoying.
And that is April 17th and 18th.
So the next one we're going to talk about is the Dallas Arboretum Artscape. Oh, are we doing this one?
Dallas Gallery Day. Yeah,
Okay.
Dallas Gallery Day this is one I'm really excited about because this is more
Sorry,
art
Jason.
oriented. This is more art oriented than it is music oriented, but it's also more of the artsy fartsy gallery type stuff. So this is associated with the Dallas Art Fair. And it's kind of their step back into where they're not able to do what they traditionally do down at FIG. They've got all these galleries that are agreeing to be open at the same time. And it's not a walking tour because they're kind of far apart, but they've got galleries like 500X and Craighead Green. And they're taking a very cautious approach to this. Gallery space, the number of people in each gallery is going to be limited. Masks are mandated, but it's the opportunity to get back in and I think see an entirely new crop of artists that we may have never seen before.
And Jason, if you go back to that one, there's one that is called the Valley Sculpture. Scroll up just a second. Right there on the left-hand side, Valley House Gallery. That is a great gallery.
Oh, it
if
is,
you ever
yeah.
get to go there. The facilities there are unbelievable, and it is definitely something that you want to talk about. If you're looking for, there's another one if you scroll up just a little bit higher called Row 2 Art. Row 2 Art is down in the Cedars. That's a great place.
They actually do all the art curation for here at our studio.
That's right. So great facility. The other thing too about Row 2 Art, if you go to their website, they have a thing called Chaos, and Chaos is a great place where they have all the artists actually make smaller art of their large art, and then they sell it at a much lower price point, so you can get really good representations and replicas. And so I bought several pieces from there. So definitely plug in Row 2 Art. They're here. It's great. Definitely want to take advantage of this one right here. Those galleries open. It's amazing.
Okay. And now where do we want to go?
Now we'll go to the Arboretum. So this is a really amazing one too. So this is called Artscape's Fine Art. And this is a very interesting one because this is actually juried. So there's 85 artists that have been selected. I'm not sure how many they are, but there's a committee that actually selects them. And then they are approved and they get to be presented. This is a really great way to see some pretty amazing art. Typically it's found in Texas, the artists are in Texas, but it can expand beyond just depending on who applies. But really great time to go out and see the art. One of the other things I love about this is because this is at the Arboretum, which is an amazing backdrop for art itself. So whether you're just enjoying the art the entire time or you just need to take a walk and unwind, this is a really great backdrop for this. I believe this one also goes into the evenings. It is a ticketed event. The evenings at Dallas Arboretum as the sun sets is pretty amazing in some of these areas.
It really is. My friends group all went out a couple of weekends ago and
Did they?
had a big picnic and hung out until late in the afternoon, and it was really just, it's spectacular out there this time of year.
What is the name of the old house that's out there, Jeff? I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but
If you
there's
hadn't asked me, I could have told you.
so there's a very specific house that's out there, and it actually has a reflecting pond. And the way that the reflecting pond is set up it actually looks like it's infinity to White Rock Lake. And in the evening, as the sun goes down, it all kind of aligns oddly. And it has some really amazing photography times out there. So go out there, take your camera. It is a really amazing time.
And membership, now this membership is not going to get you into this part of it, but membership at the Arboretum for an individual membership is $100 a year.
Worth it.
And I was looking at buying tickets or doing the membership to it, and it was $47 for 2 adult tickets and parking.
Really?
For one trip, where if you do the $99 for a year,
Yeah.
you get free tickets, free parking, 2 tickets at a time, but free. It's just a fantastic deal.
It's worth it, every bit of it. And what's the second one we're going to look at, Jeff?
The next one we're going to talk about is the Allen Arts Festival. And this is done at Waters Creek up in Allen, which is right off of Bethany and 75. This is, if you go up there, this is where all of the outlet malls are. This
Right.
is right near where that is. Waters Creek is this huge development that they have been planning and working on for the last 25 years, and it's got a lot of outdoor space, a lot of musical guests that are going to be coming this year also, and this is at the Montgomery Farm portion of Waters Creek.
And one of the things is I was going around on that website for this one, it's a really interesting place to look at. They're doing a really good job with the selection of the artists that they have. But the other thing is when you go and look at the website to see what else is happening in that area, they're doing a really good job of creating a lifestyle out there. So this might be a really good time to go out there and take a look at it and then be familiar with it so that if there's an act that is actually performing during the week or on the weekend, you'd know a little bit more about it and be able to get in and out of that area.
So the last one we're going to bring to your attention is one of our favorite art events that usually occurs in the spring. They did not cancel it this year. It is the Deep Ellum Arts Festival. They've only pushed it out to September 10th through September 12th.
And this is a really fun one to get to the family.
Fun.
So when I tell you get there early, get there early. And just remember that if you're up north and you're coming down, you can actually get on the DART and it'll bring you in right there and walk off of Good Latimer. Again, if you're not going to do that, I would definitely think about Ubering down for this as well. This has, I think you're going to take up 3 streets right there, Commerce, Elm, and Main. At the very end, towards the end of the streets, away from 30, you'll be able to get to the concerts. That's usually where those are held. These start in the mornings, and again, these kind of events are a lot more easier to navigate with young ones in the mornings, and then the evenings, it's a little more of like for the concert scenario.
And the art many times the art at street festivals isn't it's, I don't know, it's a different caliber or quality. There seem to be a lot of really high quality artists that come to this that bring their products to sell.
And it probably is one of the largest art festivals that's really that genre that we have in Dallas because of how much space that it takes up. And again, I talked about the backdrop of the Arboretum being amazing. The backdrop for Deep Ellum is great because they've got dots, which you can go hang out outside and have a beer. You got easy sliders, which is a really great way to grab quick food. If you're listening to live music, our producer here, Jason, could give you a list of about 40 different places that he's played at that you get listened to. So it's a really good backdrop, lots and lots of fun, easy to get to, and it is very, very Dallas.
It really is. So I hope you've enjoyed all these today. This is just a taste of some of the things that are coming back to life in our community, and we hope you take an opportunity to get out and join them.
And just remember, we want to be your realtors for life.